and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Virginia Martinez, and I'm the grandmother.
Okay, and for the state?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Jeffries for the Office of the Attorney General.
All right, and is Ms. Martinez, do you have a video?
I don't have a video on this phone.
Okay, fine.
Sorry.
That's all right. Court will note that the non-custodial parent, I'm sorry, the non-custodial parent Samantha Josephine Reyes is not present. She was personally served. On January 5th, 2021 at the Dr. Eddie Warrior Correctional Center, 601 North Oak Street in Taft, Oklahoma, Muskogee County. She's not filed an answer, is that correct?
She is not, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default. Court will also note that she was given further notice of this Zoom hearing by certified mail, which was delivered April 13th, 2021. Proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Virginia Martinez. Ms. Martinez is the grandmother of Nevaeh and Josiah Daniels. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And your daughter is Samantha Josephine Reyes. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And who do you know the father of these children to be at this time?
Jimmy Bernard Daniels.
Okay. And how old is Nevaeh and Josiah Daniels?
Nevaeh is 10 and Josiah is 9.
Now, you mentioned Mr. Daniels. And to your knowledge, Mr. Daniels is deceased. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And your daughter has told you that the only father that she knew of, essentially, of these two children was Mr. Daniels. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand today that we're not asking the court to make a legal finding establishing him as the father of these two children, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, as far as your grandchildren, how did you get possession of your two grandchildren?
Me and my daughter wrote up a temporary guardianship so I could have, guardianship of them while she is away. Got into some trouble, so she could go take care of what she had to take care of in Oklahoma. So we just, like I said, wrote up a little paper. She signed, we got it notarized, and that's how I have them.
Okay, but before she was incarcerated in Oklahoma, she lived with the children here in Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and it's her directive that they are currently living here in Texas with you. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now she is currently incarcerated, and to your knowledge, she's expected to be incarcerated longer than 90 days at this time. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now as far as the day-to-day decision making regarding these two children, who normally makes those decisions, ma'am?
I do.
So are you asking this court to appoint you as the sole managing conservator of these two children at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and as far as the geographical restriction, you're asking that the court not place any geographical restriction on you at this time. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
That's not correct, or is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm sorry.
Okay. And is that because she's incarcerated in Oklahoma and you live here in Harris County? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, as far as possession and access, you're okay with her having a standard possession order when she is released from incarceration. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And do you have any private health insurance available for your grandchildren, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And do you understand in this case, we're setting the cash medical at $0 against Ms. Reyes at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand that the child support in this case, because of incarceration, will be $0 beginning June 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you are not seeking any retroactive or back child support in this case at this time. Is that correct, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
All right. And if court costs to build in this case, who should the court build them against?
Samantha Reyes.
All right. And you've signed this default order. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're asking this court to approve this order. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you believe this order to be in the best interest of your grandchildren. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Your Honor.
you.
May we be excused, sir?
Yes.